Alright, welcome back to how to make hero concepts for games. Today we're going to be looking at the area denial playstyle when talking about bubbles, our resident area denial. Role is aerial, so it's a flying character, and description is Bubble Knight. Primary ability is a soda juice launcher. Basically, it's a gun that shoots out toxic soda juice, kind of like just like soda, but it's like acidic. Like if you leave a Coke outside for like 5 days, it becomes like battery acid. Same concept here. It shoots out each soda juice particle does 8 damage, shoots out 100 of them with a fire rate of 15, just sprays it all over the ground, and if an enemy walks into it, they get damaged passively. Passive ability is Burst Bottle. Change your weapon from auto to burst mode, so instead of shooting out soda juice in one continuous spray, you shoot it in bursts of the continuous spray. Rowdy Juice, change your primary to healing for your allies, so instead of doing damage to enemies, the soda now heals your allies when they step in it. Sticky Goo, change your primary to Sticky Goo, so instead of it damaging enemies, just damaging enemies, it also makes them stick to the ground so they're unable to move that well. Mini Sprinkler, set up a sprinkler that shields allies when nearby, so you just like place like one of those rotating sprinklers and it sprinkles soda and it acts like Slurp Juice in Fortnite when it's just like it sprinkles allies in the nearby area, giving them temporary shields. Pop Bottle, launch an explosive soda bottle. Basically, you just put Mentos in a soda bottle and launch it, and you basically just launch a bottle into the area and it explodes, just like a Mento bottle. Then Blast Off, you're wearing a jetpack as your flying ability, and this boosts your jetpack for limited time so you can fly faster and fly higher and take off faster. And the ultimate is Sprinkler, just place a giant version of the mini sprinkler, except for two of the sprays heal and shields enemies nearby, and I think the other two deal damage. So let's get to the stat block so I can show you exactly what I mean by area denial. As we have the bubbles stat block here, 250 health, so let's do the basics first. Bubbles is a Bubble Knight. We'll talk about his story in a second. And is a area denial, and we'll look at what I mean by area denial. First, his ability is the soda juice, and I think his passive is, I believe, burst bottle. So firing instead of a continuous stream, you shoot bursts of a continuous stream. And for area denial, we're going to use the soda. No, not that. Not changing tabs. Right there. So burst bottle changes it from burst to auto, so it doesn't do any damage. That's an ability. You can see soda juice is a poison because you're putting fluid down in an area and it passively damages enemies that walk through it. And then the abilities, I think, are Rowdy Juice, Sticky Goo, Blast Off, and Pop Bubble. And of course, as we saw, Rowdy Juice changes it from doing damage to enemies to healing your allies. So basically, the whole entire thing of area denial is the area in the map from the objective to the offensive spawn point. You're putting down liquid to block the area. So you're blocking the choke area. You're blocking pathways to the objective. If you place down the soda juice into an area, enemies who want to get past it have to walk through it, and when they walk through it, they take damage. So if they don't want to take damage, they can't go the way that you put that soda juice. So you're denying area. You're denying a pathway to the objective. That's what area denial means. That's what the playstyle is. So you're putting soda down, fluid down, the sticky goo as well, and you're putting it into an area so they can't go that direction. So Pop Bottle, of course, is like a Mento explosion, so that is going to be a splash attack because you're tossing an exploding water bottle. Blast Off boosts your jetpack only, so it's going to be an ability because it doesn't do any damage, it just helps you. And then Sticky Goo and Rowdy Juice, they're the same as your primary, but one does healing for allies, and the other one makes the goo sticky. Mini Sprinkler, it's kind of like area denial, but positive area denial because it makes a certain area. I think this is actually a trap. It should be a trap. because you're placing down something that heals allies, so that's a trap. So you're placing a device that heals allies in an area. And then your ultimate sprinkler is just the same thing, except it is bigger and does more. So as you can see, it's a 4-pronged sprinkler. 2 of the prongs heal allies for 5. 2 of the prongs heal 500 damage in total for allies it sprays, times 2, so 1,000 damage healed. And the other 2 heads damage allies, so it heals allies but also damages enemies. So it's a double-pronged ultimate. And it's also a trap because it is triggered when people are nearby. And your health is 250 because we talked about that. Alright, let's end this as we usually do with talking about the story and reviewing some basic concepts we talked about. So, of course, the story of Bubbles. Bubbles is the codename for Knight 067 of Calypso, a neo-defense force that specializes in city warfare against gangs, the mafia, crime lords, and extra citizens. Unfortunately, Bubbles is one of the few knights that have started to slack on their duties after they put down an extra rights protest calling for human extra equality. So as you can see, establishes that Bubbles does have some character. He doesn't agree with what he's doing as part of this neo-defense force. He thinks that it's good to go up against crime lords and gangs, but just refuses to put down protests because he doesn't like the fact that his defense force, in quotation marks, is technically also going against normal citizens for wanting equal rights. So, got an established story, establishes Bubbles as kind of a character that realizes what he's doing is wrong and refuses to do it. So, good on him. And that's going to do it for this video. Remember the arrow denial concept, we went over it, talked about how you're trying to deny pathways and choke points, any access to the objective, you're trying to block area and pathways to the objective. That's what your arrow denial means. You're denying area that could be used to travel from the offensive spawn point to the objective. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. I'll see you guys next time. Toodaloo!